Robin Friday was a footballer like no other. A man whose talent for football was only eclipsed by his enthusiasm for high-jinx away from the game. Or at least, he apparently was. All we have to rely on is a collection of stories. The last brilliant footballer who really only exists as an oral history. If they were true, he really was the greatest footballer you never saw. But who knows if they were? He was less a player, more a myth. A collection of tales told by people who want to believe them. Because Friday never played at a level higher than the old 3rd Division, and in the 1970s before such games were routinely filmed, virtually no footage of him playing exists. And while he was supposedly brilliant on the pitch, the reason most don't know about him, and the reason he never played at a higher level, is how he behaved off it. If George Best was football's first pop star, Robin was the game's first rock star, said Paolo Hewitt, Friday's biographer. Drink, drugs, women, Friday certainly had the vices of a rock star. Robin Friday was born in 1952 and was in trouble for much of his youth. Several offences led to him serving time in Feltham Borstal, but after his release from there he played semi-professionally for Hayes as a centre-forward. During that time he worked on a building site and suffered a horrible accident when he fell off a scaffold and impaled himself on a spike, which went up his backside and missed a couple of major organs by millimetres. He recovered, and in 1974 he was spotted by Reading, who signed him for £750. His first goal for Reading was against Barnsley, a header into an open goal. I was thinking of chesting it down and backheeling it in, but I thought I'd better not muck about, he said afterwards. In the months after that, he dazzled everyone with his brilliant play to the point that defenders gave up trying to get the ball off him and simply tried to kick him. Friday was perfectly able to dish it out too. In his early weeks at Reading, manager Charlie Hurley had to warn him to stop fouling players in training. Over the next couple of years, he became a hero at Reading. He dazzled the crowd with his remarkable skills and infuriated everyone else with his remarkable capacity for trouble. But there was enough of the former to make up for the latter. One goal in particular against Tranmere summed that up. Friday controlled a long pass on his chest, around 35 yards out, then let it drop and volleyed it with the outside of his right foot. The ball dipped, swerved and rocketed into the top corner. Afterwards, the referee that day, Clive Thomas, said, "Even up against the likes of Pelé and Cruyff, that rates as the best goal I have ever seen." Eventually though, Friday's hard living caught up with him, and his powers waned. Reading did the unthinkable and sold him to Cardiff in 1976, and while he still did enough to earn cult hero status there as well, including flicking V's at a goalkeeper after scoring a goal, the photo of which graced the cover of the Super Furry Animal single, The Man Don't Give a Fuck, his time there was brief. After 6 months, he left the game. His then wife thought he lost the passion for the game because the highs he achieved through football just weren't high enough. But even though he only played the game for 3 years, he still left behind enough stories to create his legend. Those stories are long, plentiful, and almost impossible to verify. What about the time he squeezed Bobby Moore by the testicles? Or the game in which he pulled down the shorts of a defensive colleague after he spent too much time in the attacking third? And the most well-known and widely shared, the time he took exception to some close marking by one Mark Lawrenson while playing against Brighton. So after being sent off, he defecated in his training bag. And then there's the off-pitch tales. What about the time he walked into a nightclub and removed his fur coat to reveal he was wearing only a pair of hobnailed boots underneath? Or being banned from a pub in Reading 10 times? Or he and some friends spiking the punch at his wedding with LSD? Ultimately, we'll never know what's true and what isn't. After leaving football, he drifted around for years until he was found dead in 1990. He'd suffered a heart attack, thought to be related to a heroin overdose. Hundreds attended his funeral. He was a hero at 2 clubs. Robin Friday, a footballer like no other.